The search for God is absurd.
It is if everyone dies alone.
Does that scare you?
I don't want to.
Hello fellow survivors and welcome back to Taviana. In this third episode of Taviana Stories, I will tell you a bit about my favorite antagonist in Audience Mod, and that is Dr. Ivan. This is why I am here on my way to Norilsk, because that is the place where this story begins. There are several stories about Dr. Ivan in circulation, and even his name is a bit different in the stories, but I'm going to stick to the original story as much as I can. Ivan Andrikovich Smirnov was born on September 24, 1938 in Norilsk to young nurse Olesya Alexandrovna Konnikova and Yegor Afanisievich Smirnov, a nickel miner. Great, this is one of those videos when I get to butcher two languages instead of just one. So, if I am not mistaken, Norilsk is actually in Novi Strana, since the north coast of the island Bukvak as well as the northwesternmost islands are part of Novi Strana. The Tarkansk oil fields, for example, are on Novi Strana land and not Taviana. The border is a bit unclear to me. Anyway, not much is known about Ivan's childhood, apart from that he attended elementary school in Norilsk, not to be confused with Norilsk, the factory at Namalsk. We also know that he then studied molecular and theoretical biology at the Novosibirsk State University in the Soviet Union. Ivan's whereabouts after graduating from the Novosibirsk State University are mostly unknown, although it is speculated that he worked on the Soviet biological weapon program in Sverdlovsk. Apart from those speculations, not much is known about what he was up to before the infection broke out. Although from documents found in a secret laboratory on Taviana, it is now evident that he was present on Taviana for a few years before the infection broke out. And it is also evident that Ivan not only knew about the possibilities of an infection, but was also working on a cure for it. A piece of a document was found where a patient 0 is mentioned. Some say that patient 0 was Dr. Ivan himself, who contracted the first case of the virus and turned into the original zombie. Some say that patient 0 is something else, a monster, more than 2.5 meters tall, very muscular and powerful, being able to tear whole cows in half and rip vehicles apart. A monster with thermal vision, the ability to run extremely fast, turn invisible at will, and shoot laser beams from its eyes. None of these sightings or properties have ever been confirmed, and patient 0's existence is shrouded in mystery. It is said that Project Origins was an attempt to create a super Soviet man and woman. They would be much stronger than regular human beings, being able to work much longer and harder, or perhaps a super soldier. In any case, the experiment went horribly wrong. After the outbreak, Dr. Ivan's fellow scientists sealed themselves in the lab to protect themselves from the infected in the city above. The CDC lab is hidden below Taviana's capital, Sabina, and its entrance is well hidden. Many survivors dream about finding it to get supplies, weapons and medicals, but most of all, the antidote for the virus. Some people also think there is an archive of Dr. Ivan, the medical files and evidence of what really happened on Taviana and why. I thought it would be fun to include the story from the developers of Taviana The Origins, so this is their story. The year is 1979. A man known only as Dr. Ivan has been assigned as head of a secret project by the government of the Soviet Union, referred to as Project Origins, and sent to the Taviana SSR, a quiet, secluded island outpost in the Baltic Sea. The objective: to create a superhuman that would be bigger, stronger, more productive, and immune to all viruses. On January 1979, in a secret laboratory beneath the streets of Sabina, a prototype of a special vaccine was administered to someone known only as Patient Zero. In the first few weeks, the results seemed promising, even better than expected. Nobody yet knew that the greatest error in the history of mankind had just taken place. That, my fellow survivors, is the story of the Taviana The Origins game that is currently in development. If you're interested in more information, check out tavianatheorigins.com. Back to Origins mod. So, what about the in-game stuff? Dr. Ivan is that yellow zombie that always spawns when you least need it. In fact, several Dr. Ivans can spawn in the same area, and that is often very bad for you. Dr. Ivan is hard to kill, and I have seen different approximations about his blood and how much blood damage is needed to kill him. My experience is that 17 to 25 bullets from an assault rifle to the head is needed to kill him. That, or one hit with King Solibor's sword or the old scythe. There is, or was, an old rumor that you can kill him by shooting at his name tag. If this was true at some point, it is not anymore. There is also an old list of loot you can find on Dr. Ivan, which is no longer accurate. You will find medical equipment, blueprints for buildings, and at rare occasions a light bulb. If you find the lab, it is pretty well protected by about 15 CDC scientists or so. You normally find some weapons and equipment, but you will also find the archives of Dr. Ivan. The Dr. Ivan virus vaccine and a blood bag with antibiotics which you can use against blood poisoning. This is how the archive looks like, and studying it is an important step in learning how to create the zombie virus vaccine. It says, a bunch of secret documents of Dr. Ivan. They contain information about the origins of the zombie virus and its influence on humans. In the help section of your medical skills, you can also find the archive and information about it. It says, in worse English than mine, Dr. Ivan's archives allow you to study the background of the zombie infection and to find enough materials to be able to extract and examine zombie body parts. After finding and studying all the relevant zombie parts, you will be able to create a vaccine against the zombie virus. Let's see how to create the zombie virus vaccine when you have acquired all the necessary skills. I need a zombie liver, a box of antibiotics, and a morphine auto-injector. Right-click the zombie part or parts to create the vaccine. Your recipe may be different from mine. A friend of mine needs other zombie parts for making the vaccine. And there we have it. Let's make another one while we're at it. And now we have 2 vaccines. Hopefully we will now be good for a while. If you have any questions about the locations, the ingredients, or anything about the Origins mod really, ask them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, I wish you a good game, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.